Yes. Good morning, all of you. So, yesterday also we have discussed the chapter The Snake and the Mirror. Again we are starting where we have left from the chapter. Fine. So the remaining part we will discuss today, and then the question answers will be discussed also if we have the remaining time. Fine. So what was going on in the chapter? I think you people already know about that. That the person who was there, he was a homeopathy doctor, and he was actually what he was doing when he was sitting in a chair inside his room. Just then, and he was looking into a mirror. Just then he noticed that something was there on his shoulder. Something actually fell down on the floor. As soon as he saw at the back, a snake came over his left shoulder and it coiled around his arm. So the doctor who was sitting there, he was just, you can say he became a stone, and he just froze there only. He was frozen on his chair only. He could not move a little bit. Fine. And what was going on in his mind that time when a snake was there? It was just 4 inches away from his face, and it could bite him. But what was going on in his mind? He was thinking that suppose if this snake bites me, then I do not have the sufficient medicine in my room even. And he was just in his mind he was laughing at himself actually. Why he was laughing at himself? He was thinking that I am a doctor and I am not having medicine in my room. This thought was going on in his mind. Okay, just then what he noticed that at the slightest movement means that snake could bite him. Fine. Now he is saying, I forgot my danger, smiled feebly at myself. Means when the thought was going on in his mind that I am a doctor and I am not having medicine in my room. When the thought was going on inside his mind, then he just had a feeble smile on his face. What happened after that? He noticed that it seemed as if God appreciated that the snake turned its head, it looked into the mirror, and the snake started looking into the mirror actually, and the narrator was saying, I am not confirmed actually that has it happened ever that has any snake looked into the mirror before that or not, but I just experienced it for first time that the snake was looking in the mirror. And what happened after that? Was it admiring its beauty? Was it trying? Yes, just a second. Perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection at closer quarters. He was saying perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection. See, what do we people do? When we start looking in the mirror, sometimes we also get attracted by our beauty also. Means हम लोग अपना चेहरा देखते रह जाते हैं कभी कभी, और हम चाहते हैं कि क्या अमेंडमेंट्स, क्या चेंज अपने आप में लाया जाए, so that we can get an impressive personality. So the doctor was also thinking that kind of things, and at the same time when the snake was looking into the mirror, he was thinking that perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection at closer quarters. Means the snake also wanted to enjoy its beauty, and it wanted to have a closer look in the mirror to make an important decision about growing a mustache or using eyeshadows and mascara or wearing a vermilion spot on its forehead. And what thought was going on in writer's head actually, in narrator's head? He was thinking that the snake may be thinking to grow a mustache on its face and using eyeshadows as like girls use or women use eyeshadows. He was also thinking that it may be thinking of using eyeshadow to make itself attractive. And mascara also. I cannot explain what is mascara. That is that is used on eyelashes actually.
Yes,
Eyelashes
ma'am.
for girls. Fine. And
Fragrance.
wearing wearing a vermilion. What is vermilion? What is vermilion? Do you know?
Tika.
Tilak
Ma'am.
lagana, which we put on our forehead. Fine. So he was thinking, the writer was thinking that the snake may be thinking of putting a vermilion on its head. Snake may be thinking putting on mascara or eyeshadows to make it attractive. He was thinking this thought, this kind of thought was going on actually. I did not know anything for certain. What sex was this snake? Was it male or female? The writer was saying that because I did not know, it wanted to put mascara, it wanted to put vermilion, means he did not know what sex it was belonged to. It could be a male snake, it could be a female snake. That's why he was just imagining each and everything. It may be thinking of putting mascara, it may be thinking of putting vermilion. Okay, I will never know, for the snake unbound itself from my arm and slowly slithered into my lap. From there, it crept onto the table and moved towards the mirror. I will never know. Means he was just in imagination. The narrator was just in imagination. Just then, he did not notice even that when the snake slithered from his arm, when the snake left his arm, unwound his arm, and it slithered. Slither means you can say crawl करके चले जाना, एक तरह से रेंग कर चले जाना into his lap. Now it came into his lap, and from there it crept onto the table and moved towards the mirror. From there, when first it came into the writer's or narrator's lap, then he moved towards the table and towards the mirror also. Perhaps it wanted to enjoy its reflection at closer quarter. The writer was thinking, the narrator was thinking that perhaps it wanted to enjoy its beauty, because the snake was looking into the mirror for the first time. That's why the writer was thinking that it wanted to enjoy its beauty, so that it went sorry it went to the mirror. It went close to the mirror because it wanted to enjoy its beauty from as close look. Fine. I was no mere image cut in granite. I was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. Still holding my breath, I got up from the chair. I quietly went out through the mirror into the veranda. From there, I leaped into the yard and ran for all I worth. I was no mere image cut in granite. Means he was saying that now, as earlier he was saying that he became a person of stone, because the snake was there on his shoulder. So he became just like a still person. Means he was just still. He was not moving his, you can say, his body parts even. Fine. Now when the snake went out from his hand, now he came to his senses. अपनी senses उनकी वापस आई, and he says that earlier I was an image of granite. Earlier I was an image of stone, you can say. I was suddenly a man of flesh and blood. But now when the snake has gone from my arm, I became a man of flesh and blood. Means my senses came. Yes, beta?
Names only the flesh and blood. He doesn't name the bone.
Yes. Flesh and blood. Flesh and blood. Okay. Means nahi. We are having bones also, but it is just for saying. It is actually a phrase. It is a phrase यूज की गई है. Flesh and blood means एक तरह से human being को represent कर रहा है ये. Fine. Means earlier he became a stone, now he again became a human being, he wanted to say. Fine. I quietly went out through the door into the veranda, and he just quietly woke up, or he just quietly got up from his chair and went outside of his room into the veranda. From there I leaped into the yard. Leap. What is leap? L-E-A-P, leap means, this is the second or third form. I leaped. Leaped means leap होता है छलांग लगाकर चले जाना, जंप कर देना. Fine. So he is saying from veranda I leaped into the yard. Yard means जो बाहर वाला जो area था, in that he jumped and ran for all I worth. Means I was worth. Means the speed he could achieve, the speed he could gain that time, he just ran from that speed. Fine. Each of us heaved a sigh of relief. Somebody asked, "Doctor, is your wife very fat?" Now actually, what was going on? This chapter, this story was going on in flashback. Flashback आपने movies में देखा होगा flashback. What is flashback? What is flashback? When we narrate a story from our life's experiences. Means हमारी
Yes.
जो life जा चुकी है, from that life we are sharing an incident, and from that life if we are sharing an experience, that is called a flashback. When we are remembering something and we are just narrating something in front of others. Fine. So what was going on in the chapter? Actually, the homeopath doctor, this homeopath doctor was narrating this story to his friends. So his friends started making fun of him. Ki kya? What? Each of us heaved a sigh of relief when they were listening that story. When they were just quietly listening that story. So they all thought that because the snake did not bite the writer. The snake did not bite the narrator. So they all heaved a sigh of relief. Now we all were having a look of relief on our face. Somebody asked, "Doctor, is your wife very fat?" Now they started making fun of him. Friends होते हैं ना, एक दूसरे का मजाक बनाए बिना तो काम चलता ही नहीं है उनका. So one of them was asking, "Doctor, is your wife fat?" As you were imagining that your wife should be fat. So is your wife fat now? No, the doctor said, "God willed otherwise. My life companion is a thin, reedy person with the gift of a sprinter." So he was saying that no, my wife is not at all fat. Actually, my wife is a thin, reedy person. Means she was just a slim, trim person. That his wife, and with the gift of a sprinter. Means she could run very fast. Sprinter आपको पता होगा. Do you know the meaning of sprinter?
Yes, ma'am. Like
As like Usain Bolt, who could run at a very fast speed. Fine. So he was saying, he said that his wife could run at a great speed. Someone else asked, "Doctor, when you ran, did the snake follow you?" And the other person, means the second friend, was also making fun of the doctor. That doctor, tell me one thing, that when you were running, had the snake followed you? Now, just a second. Yes. The doctor replied, "I ran till I reached a friend's house. Immediately I smeared oil all over myself and took a bath. I changed into fresh clothes. That next morning at about 8:30, I took my friend and one or two others to my room to move my things from there. But we found we had little to carry. Some thief had removed most of my things. The room had been cleaned out, but not really. The thief had left behind one thing as a final insult." Okay, what was going on now? See, the doctor, when his friend was asking him, "Doctor, have you seen that? Have you noticed that the snake was behind you? The snake was also following you or not? The snake was also chasing you or not?" The doctor said that no, I did not notice at all. I was just running and running continuously till I reached a friend's house. Till I just have a sigh of relief. Sigh of relief means एक यूं समझ लीजिए एक सांस लेना जाकर. I have taken a breath. When after reaching my friend's home, he was saying like that. Immediately I smeared oil all over myself. Smeared होता है when we rub something on our body. Fine. So he was saying that immediately, as soon as I reached to my friend's house, I just rubbed oil all over my body and took a bath. And I took a bath also because you know that the snake was there on his arm, so it could have left poison also. That's why he was thinking like that. He was doing that. He took a bath and he smeared the oil on his body. Fine. I changed into fresh clothes. He changed his clothes. Next morning at about 8:30. Next morning he thought that I should go back to my room. Maybe the snake may have gone from there. That's why I wanted. What he decided that I will not at all live in the same room again. He just decided that I wanted to pick up my things. I wanted to pick up my belongings from that room and I wanted to come back. But he was not having that much courage. उसके पास इतना courage नहीं था कि वो अकेला जा सके. That's why he took his friend with him and two others also. He took 2 or 3 friends with him to move my things from there. He wanted to pick up the things from his room and to my room to move my things from there. But we found we had little to carry. But when they reached there, what they noticed that his things were already removed. जो उनकी belongings थी डॉक्टर की, जो उनका सामान रखा हुआ था, actually it was already removed. How it was already removed? Some thief had removed most of my things. Some thief had come that night. They have stolen all the things which were belonging to the doctor, but not really. The thief had left behind one thing as a final insult, and however the thief have taken lot of things. Most of the things were stolen, but they have left one thing in my room as my insult. They wanted to insult me. That's why they have left one thing in my room. What was that? I asked. One of the friends asked, what was that thing that you are taking it as an insult? What was that thing? The doctor said, my vest, the dirty one. The fellow had such a sense of cleanliness. The rascal could have taken it and used it after washing it with soap and water. What are you thinking that the person who was actually a thief, that person had left his vest, which is already described in the chapter, that it was a dirty vest actually. Vest means inner garment जिसकी हम बात कर रहे थे actually. This vest was left by that thief. Thief ने भी नहीं चुराई. देखिए कितनी insulting बात है कि thief ने all the other things he had stolen, but he had left that vest. And the person is saying, the doctor is saying that the thief was having a sense of cleanliness. Means the doctor was not having a sense of cleanliness, but the thief was having a sense of cleanliness. He used to like cleanliness. Okay, the rascal could have taken it. Now the doctor was abusing him, actually abusing that thief. That just a second. Who was that? So the doctor was actually saying that that rascal, he was abusing that thief, that he should have taken my vest also and he could use it. However, it was a dirty one, but after washing it will become clean. So he should have taken it with himself. Did you see the snake the next day, doctor? The doctor laughed. I have never seen it since. It was a snake which was taken with its own beauty. Now, the person was asking, his friends were asking him, did you see the snake next day, doctor? Means, have you seen have you seen the same snake next day also? So the doctor was laughing. The doctor started laughing at all, and what he replied that I have never seen that kind of snake. I have never seen that snake in my whole life. Actually, that kind of thief which was taken with its own beauty means he was attracted by the snake was attracted by its own beauty. So that kind of snake, he was saying that I have never seen that kind of snake. So this was the story all about. We are having 2-3 minutes more, so we will discuss the question answers also. See, discuss in pairs and answer each questions below in a short paragraph, 30 to 40 words. 30 to 40 words. The question answers which are there in 30 to 40 words means the answer should be written in 30 to 40 words. How many marks does it can it contain? 2 marks questions.
2 marks.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
2 marks questions. Fine. These are 2 marks questions. The sound was a familiar one. What sound did the doctor hear? What did he think it was? How many times did he hear it? Find the places in the text. When and why did the sound stop? As we were reading all the chapter, the sound was a familiar one. As in the starting it was told the sound was a familiar one. Means he was very much familiar with the sound. What sound did the doctor hear? What kind of sound he was hearing?
How was
Anyone
that
could
from
tell
the
me?
rats?
Rat's sound actually. Rat's sound. Because he was very much familiar with the rat's sound. The rats used to live in his room. It is told in the chapter that they used to run to and fro in his room also. What did he think it was? What he was thinking that what kind of sound it is?
Rat.
Rat
Yeah.
sound.
Ma'am,
How
the
many
sound
times
that
did he hear
clear.
it? They
So
are asking
the
how many times
snake,
did
ma'am,
he hear it? How many
3 times.
times? 3
Three
times.
times.
Very good. Find the places in the text. We have to search those lines in the text. When and why did the sound stop? Why did it stop? When and why?
It was actually like a snake.
Yes, actually, the doctor was thinking that it was a familiar sound for him. Actually, the doctor was thinking that it was a sound made by rats. But in reality, it was not the sound made by the rats. It was the sound which the snake was making actually. And when the sound stops, when the snake fell down in the form of a rubber tube on the ground, and when it came to the doctor's arm.
The sound.
Yes. Yes, are you speaking something?
Ma'am, I was saying that thus the answer of the first question, what sound did the doctor hear? Was the snake.
Yes, it was the sound of snake, but he was thinking that it was a sound of rats actually.
Yes, ma'am.
However,
I was
it was a sound of
any
snake.
snake. And the second question, which is the what did he think it was? Then the answer is that.
Yes. What did he think it was? Means he was thinking that it was a sound of rats.
Rat.
I think the answer for the first question is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Uh, the time for the class is over, so we are leaving the chapter right now, and we will discuss the question answers later on. Okay. Bye bye
Okay,
all
ma'am.
of you.
Yeah, ma'am.